I've been very fortunate through my work life and career to do some things very interesting in Henry County. A lot of those put me in direct contact with the public day-to-day, retail environment, sales. Had the good fortune of being Henry County's first 911 director. That career moved me into another one that was related to public safety, law enforcement, and correctional software, computer training. And then from that, later, I found myself in banking. And banking is largely documentation and accuracy and day-to-day in and out of audit and compliance and serving folks. But you know, starting at a very early age, I've always worked and done things that I found that were fun and brought me close to the community. I started out working for a family business. My uncle had a local service station, and even as a teenager, just helping folks with their car and things like that put me in touch with people in a great number, and realizing that people are looking for service. There's a great many places you can go and buy product, but very few deliver great service. And this job largely is clerical. It's a business environment. It is a personnel manager. It's an office manager. Being clerk is somewhat akin to being a CEO of your own small company. And you have constant customer flow that they don't have many other places to go with the product and service that you offer. So it's very important that you understand customer service and have a customer first focus, that you understand clerical and administrative, and that you have managed people and process. The circuit court clerk, by title, circuit court, is often thought of, but it's also responsible for general sessions. And those two courts carry the bulk of the civil and criminal activity and process in Henry County. And I felt very strongly that my professional work career parallels closely to this, and there's things that I'm comfortable with and enjoy and interest me. So those things combined I thought would make me a great circuit court clerk. And so I chose to enter this race to continue the progression of my professional career in something that I enjoy and that I'm very familiar with.
Thank you. Stephanie Williams, what got you into this?
Thank you. I chose to run in this race because I feel that my professional background with the railroad has equipped me to be able to perform the duties of the circuit court clerk. I handle on a monthly basis a $1.5 million budget. I also handle human resources, accounting. I oversee 150 employees. I handle audit compliance and preparation. I also handle customer service. I do payroll for the employees in Nashville, Memphis, and Chattanooga. I'm also responsible for all FRA derailments and incidents that happen on the railroad. So anything that we tear up, tracks that we tear up, people's personal rail cars that we tear up, that's part of my responsibilities to handle that. And I feel that all of that in combination, along with my civic duties, I spend time with Second Harvest Food Bank. I also serve with Habitat for Humanity. I spend time with the Special Olympics. Also, I have my own business that I am a partner in, which is TNS Advocates, which is a nationwide Social Security disability advocacy group. I feel that all of that in combination has prepared me for the responsibility of that job. And I wanted an opportunity to serve in my home community, and I feel that I'm qualified to do so. Thank you.
All right. Jeff Hamlin.
I guess the reason when I first started thinking about this was when I started, when I got elected onto the county commission and kind of seen how things operated, how things work. Worked closely with the other 14 commissioners throughout the county, Mayor Greer. I've worked hand in hand with Chief Tommy Cooper and Monty Blue, our sheriff, through the fire department, through our emergency services. And I just seen this as another way to serve the citizens of Henry County. And I feel like my experience with being able to handle emergency situations with 20 guys running 40 different directions in an emergency, and I can handle that. I feel like I could probably run the circuit court clerk office as well. Thank you.
All right. Getting into a little bit of the techniques of the office. Here's a question. We'll start with Donald Dunning on this one. What changes, in your opinion, might be made to our court system to make it more streamlined and cost efficient?
I think adding the technology changes every day, and to get a lot of it on computer system, with things changing each and every day, there's ways to streamline what goes on in the court and the way the paperwork is handled. It would speed things up quite a bit to introduce computers into the system more. The ladies need to be cross-trained at what they do so somebody can fill in, and I think that would be very helpful in the operations, daily operations of that office.
Okay. Mike Wilson, possible changes?
Possibly, Bill, more than changes, improvements. In my study and research and review of the Circuit Court Clerk's office, not only in Henry County but in other areas of the state, there's a number of things that change and advance. Oftentimes in business, we stay with what we're comfortable with. If it's working well, and I think the reputation of the office is that it works very well, as I have spoken to other people in the judicial community and legal community, they do talk about the great product and service through our Circuit Court Clerk's office, but I've also found some unique ways to possibly do some of the things that we currently do up there more efficiently, maybe with more technology to streamline. In the future, as things transition and you have a succession plan for those that retire or find other careers, I think you look to fill those positions with people who have maybe a more broad based background in some of those things. Bookkeeping is a large part of that office, documentation. Customers like to find information more readily available, easier, faster. The internet and the technologies of the internet have brought that about more so in the last 10 years. I think an internet presence, e-commerce, there are many ways to receive funds and restitution and fees via the internet, exchange of information, simple things like juror information, when you serve and the rules of the court, just the hours of the office. There's a great many things you could do via the internet as well. Many have asked about the cross-training or backup training issue. I think that's ongoing. I think as a manager, your job is to look for improvements and remove obstacles. So if that is something that needs to be improved and that's an obstacle, then certainly we would do that. That's a normal part of business. Customer service is always at the forefront. Sometimes, you know, you get maybe stagnant in those areas. It's easy to do in any business. You just have to sometimes bring a little revival. And oftentimes it just takes a little initiative for that, and I think that's a leadership issue, and I would make it a primary target of mine to always have great customer service and to serve the customer well with a customer-first focus. So I guess a combination of just my own energy. I think you bring to the office your own skills and abilities. I would definitely want to be a primary part of the office. I would be the clerk of the office, but I would also be a primary player. So any deficiencies that were found, I would try to improve those. I'd also ask for the input of the office. What better source than those that currently work there or the customers of the office? The citizens of Henry County have been good to share, and also there are regular business customers of Circuit Court and General Sessions through the different things that they do there. So I would ask for input from the community and try to improve on any of those things that were brought to my attention.